Hello there folks, hope you're doing really well. I'm going to aim to do this video in under 4 minutes. So this week's conversation is about mental well-being and mastering your emotional state. So this topic before COVID, so before 2020, was like a nice to have. It was like, it's not important. I've got other things to do with my life. But then COVID, lockdown, 2020 showed us in a massive way that managing what's here and managing your emotional triggers is massive for productivity. It's massively important for life. And one of the things that I say to people that I work with is research says, and I think it's actually more than this, that every day we make, on average, a person makes about 35,000 decisions in a day. 35,000 decisions in a day. And the thoughts that govern that, I saw research that says that it's 70,000 thoughts in a day that I would say impacts the 35,000 decisions in a day. And I actually think it's more than 70,000 thoughts in a day. If you are an entrepreneur or you run different businesses or you're in a role where you manage lots of different things and there's lots of moving parts, I think you're thinking more than 70,000 thoughts in a day. So with that in mind, it's super important to manage the thoughts that you think, manage the thoughts that flash through your head and flash through your mind. Super key, super important. Managing your emotional triggers. And just considering, why do you think, why you think? Why does that thing bring up these emotions in you? So here's some tips. Here's some ideas. Some of these things I've said on previous videos. So if you're hearing it for the first time, hey, amazing. If you're hearing it again, hey, amazing. Use it. So one of the things that I use with all my clients is just journaling. It sounds really simple. You might think, where do I start to journal from? What do I journal? You could just literally grab a pen and paper. Writing is more powerful than typing. So grab a pen and paper and just write out your thoughts. Maybe you need to deliver on a goal. So let me give you something practical. So for example, this week we're planning for our sessions on Thursdays. So if it's me, I will journal my thoughts around that. So what do I think about the sessions? What concerns do I have about the sessions? What assumptions have I made? And all of that. Am I comparing this week's session to last week's session? So just journaling all of that now allows me to be present. So I actually show up because I'm not stuck with all of these thoughts in my head. So that's just one thing that's very simple that you can do. You can literally journal anything that's going on in your mind. Writing it down separates you from those thoughts. Second thing, I call it a nostalgia box. So do you know, if you're moving house or you're cleaning something up that you haven't cleaned up for ages and you see like an old photo or like an old letter and it just makes you think, oh wow, remember when I did that? So create a box with letters, with photos, with things that remind you of things that you've achieved and accomplished. So whenever you need to, you can dive into your nostalgia box and just inspire yourself and give yourself that boost that you need. You can do it once a month, do it once a quarter, do it once a week, do it whenever you want. But this is something that you can use at any single time. So don't be a victim to just random thoughts. Take control of your thoughts and you're awesome.